Come into a lying position, finding the balance and alignment in your body. Shoulder blades connecting down into the floor, pelvis level, and then make sure your feet and your knees are in line with your hips. Place your hands onto the ribs at the front and breathe in, expanding into this center and slowly breathing out. Placing your hands onto the sides of the ribs, breathing into this area, and then slowly breathing out. Placing your hands onto your abdomen towards your pubic bone, breathing into this area, and slowly breathing out. Then onto the sides of the waist, just above the pelvis, breathing into this area, expanding through the whole of your center. And then place your hands down by your sides and stretch your legs away. Cross one of your legs and place the ankle onto the opposite thigh. Make sure your pelvis is level and hold this position for a couple of breaths. We're stretching out the inner thigh. See if your knee can open a little bit more. And then keeping the pelvis level, bring the other leg up into tabletop, and if you can, take your hands behind and gently pull that leg in. You can circle your foot. Make sure your pelvis is balanced throughout the stretch. Upper body stays heavy and level on the mat. And then bring your leg down. Keep your legs crossed, take your arms out to the side, and on an exhale, roll your legs over to one side, keeping the arms connecting down into the floor. Peel back to center, and then take your legs the other way, keeping the legs crossed. Ankle over knee. Then take the leg that's crossed, take your hands underneath and stretch that leg up towards the ceiling, and then lower back down. Keep the pelvis stacked as you straighten the leg up. Feel that stretch through the back of the leg. Stretching up, keep the other leg in line, and then walk your hands up towards your ankle, stretch the other leg away, and if it's comfortable, curl your head away from the floor and hold. Walk back down, bend the knees, and bring the leg that's up down. Stretch both legs away. Cross the other leg, the ankle over the thigh, and open that knee out to the side. Keep the pelvis balanced. Hold that position and breathe. Then slide the other leg up into tabletop if you can. Place your hands behind your thigh. Hold that position. Keep the pelvis balanced throughout. Try and keep your head and shoulders down on the floor. Bring that leg down, take your arms out to the side, and as you exhale, roll the legs over to one side. Come back to center, peeling back through your center, and then move to the other side. Shoulders easy throughout the movement. And uncross the leg, take your hands behind the thigh and stretch the leg up towards the ceiling and lower back down. Straighten up and lower back down. Straighten up and lower down. Then straighten up, walk your hands up towards your ankle, stretch the other leg away, and if you can, take your head away from the floor. Walk the hands back down. And then bring the legs down to the floor. Arms down by your sides, connect the feet down into the floor. On an exhale, roll the spine up, peeling forward, reach the arms back. Hold that position, breathe in. As you breathe out, roll the spine down, keep the arms reaching away, and then bring the arms back down to your sides. Keep the feet connecting down, peel the spine up again, one vertebra after the other. Reach the arms back. Stretch the fingertips away from the knees, and then peel the spine down. Bring the arms back down, and keep them there. Pressing the feet down, roll the spine up again. Hold that position, press into one foot, lower that hip down, push that hip back up. Other side, lower the hip down, push the hip back through the glute and the foot. And again, lower the opposite hip down, push back up. Other side, lower and press back up. Now lower both hips down. Press into both feet, both glutes. Press the hips back up. And again, lower down. Press back up. And again, keeping the upper body nice and open. Fold one of your legs up, stretch the leg up towards the ceiling. Lower it down, lift it up. Bend the knee and bring the foot down. Press into that foot. Keep your hips lifted. Other leg folds in, stretch up, lower down. Lift the leg back up. Fold it back down. And again, fold the other leg in. Straighten it up, lower it down. And bring it back down to the floor. Other side. Fold the leg in, stretch the leg up. Keep the hips lifted as you lower and lift the leg. Fold the leg back down, lift the hips up. And then peel the spine down. Bring your arms up above your shoulders and your chest. Make sure your shoulder blades stay connected down into the floor. Take a breath in. Breathing out for one leg up into tabletop, other leg up into tabletop. So your knees are over your hips. Breath in this position. Breath out. Hold your center, lower one leg down and then the other leg. Keep the pelvis balanced. And then again. Exhale to fold one leg up. Keep exhaling to fold the other leg up. Keep your shoulder blades, your neck, and your head in that aligned position. Back of the ribs heavy. That will help keep your core working. And again, fold the legs up one at a time. Breath in at the top. Breath out one leg down and then the other leg. Keep the pelvis balanced throughout. Now lower one leg down to the floor. Reach the opposite arm back. Bring the arm and leg back to the start position. Repeat on the other side. Keeping that balance through your center. Breathing in. Breathing out to reach as you lower the leg down. And again. Then press one of your hands into the same knee. As you exhale, reach the other arm and leg away, stretching the leg away, reaching the arms back. And again, reach. Keep pressing the other hand into the knee and then switch sides. Keep the pelvis balanced as you stretch the arm and leg away and fold back in. Heavy through the shoulder blades and the ribs. Keep the spine level. Then take both hands onto both knees. Exhale, reach both arms and legs away. Circle the arms around, hug the knees in. Breathe in. Breathe out, reach. Watch that your ribs and your spine stay in that neutral position and they're not arching as you stretch. Reach away and come back in. Hug the knees in. Rock the pelvis from side to side. And then take the legs back down to the floor, feet and knees hip width. Link the hands, place them behind your head and drop the head into the hands. Elbows in your eye line. Curl forward, slide one leg away, hover the leg up away from the floor, lower back down, breathe in, slide the leg in and curl back down. Breathing out, keep the head heavy in the hands, curl forward, pelvis stays stacked as you slide the other leg away. Keep working from your center to hover the leg up, lower down, slide the leg back in, curl back down. Keep that control through your center. And again, curl forward, neck long, head heavy, leg slides and lifts. Drag the leg back in, slowly peel back down. Think of the pelvis staying balanced and the spine staying in that level position. Lift and lower, drag the leg back in and peel back down. Now bring the legs up into tabletop. Keep your hands behind your head. Exhale, curve forward, rotate over to one side, lower the other leg down to the floor. Bring the leg up, come back to center. Repeat on the other side. As you go through the movement, really rotate through your center. Try not to work from your elbow or your shoulder. Twist, lower the opposite leg down. Stay balanced through the pelvis. and twist. Working through your center. Bring the legs down, curl back down, and go into a full body stretch. Bring the legs back in, bring the arms down. Fold the legs in, keep pressing the arms down into the floor, and as you exhale, see if you can peel your legs and your spine away from the floor and roll over. Slowly peel back down through the upper spine, mid, lower, to bring the legs back over your hips, tabletop. Keep pressing the hands into the floor, peel up and over. Feel that stretch through the spine. And then exhale, peel down. Keep the head pressing down into the floor, shoulders heavy. And again, peel over. Keep that alignment through the upper body, arms connecting down into the floor as you peel back down. Bring the legs back into tabletop. Take your hands behind your thighs, and on an exhale, curl up away from the floor, peeling up into a seated position if you can. Hold that position, breathe in. Breathe out, peel down, bringing the head back down to the floor. And again, use your hands pulling into your legs to help peel you up into that seated position. Hold, working through your center, control the movement down, peeling the spine back down. Breath in this position, breath out, peel forward and lift. See if you can stretch your arms away and hold. Bring one leg down to the floor, bring the other leg down to the floor, come up into sitting and stretch. Stretch your legs away. In a seated position, reach your arms up in line with your shoulders. On an exhale, round the spine and start to peel down towards the floor. If you can, bring your head down, reach your arms back. Take a breath in. Breathe out, round forward. Stretch towards your toes. And then roll back up. Breathe in again. Breathe out, round the spine, roll through the pelvis, peel down. Reach the arms back, breathe in. Breathe out, take the arms forward. Roll the head forward, round through the spine. Stay lifted as you stretch forward, legs long. And then roll back up. And again, round. Keep the legs together, keep them reaching away as you peel the spine down. Reach back. Take the arms forward, round through the spine. Stretch. And then roll back up. Take your hands behind you, feet in front, pelvis in the center. Exhale, lift the pelvis away from the floor and then lower back down as you breathe in. Stay wide through your chest, long through your spine as you hover the pelvis away from the floor and then lower back down. Keep pressing into the hands and the feet as you lift the pelvis and then lower back down. Then take one arm in front, press into one hand and the feet and see if you can lift up a little bit higher, turning to look towards your hand and then lowering back down. Breathe in. Breathe out, press into your hand, your feet, lift up. Slightly turn to look towards your hand and lower back down. And again, lift up, open the hips, twist through the body, lower back down, switch sides. Take the other hand behind you, other hand in front. Exhale, push up and slightly turn to look towards your hand. Keep the feet pressing down. Turn the body as you lift and then come back down. Open through the hips. Work into your arm and your feet. And if you can, cross your legs. Take one hand behind, one hand onto the knee, and use your hands to rotate round. Inhale to lift up, lengthen through the spine, exhale to twist. Inhale to lift, exhale to twist. Keep balance through your sit bones, and then switch to the other side. Press into your hands, use them to anchor your spine round as you lift up. Inhale, exhale to twist. Stay balanced through your pelvis. Rotate back to center and give your shoulders a roll. Come bring one leg in front, one leg to the side. Take the hand of the leg that's in front down, take the other arm over. Stretch into your side, breathe in, and then breathe out and come back. Come back down, bend the elbow, take the other arm over. Hold that position, breathe in and breathe out and come back. Last one. Come over, lift through the sides of the waist and then come back. Switch legs, other leg in front, other leg to the side. Bring your arm down, bend your elbow, take the other arm over and stretch. Feel that movement through the side of the body. Use your sides to come up. And again, come over. And then come back. Last one. Stretch the arm over. Keep the head facing forward. Stay lifted through your waist and come back up. Now in this position, bring your arms forward. So you've got one leg in front, one leg to the side, and then you sweep the legs over the other way. So we lift the knees up, turn the legs over, lift the legs up, and turn them the other way. So you're moving through the 3 feet, dropping the knees over to one side, and then we'll switch and do the other way. So you start with your arms up, you come onto your feet, you move over to the other side. So we're moving through the hip sockets. Lift the legs up, move them over, and then come back to the start position. Then bring yourself into a 4-point kneeling position. Step 1 foot forward, and then bring that foot across the mat. Bring that knee down if you can. Take your hands in front and stretch the other leg away. Pigeon stretch. Stay lifted through this position. Try and send that leg back as much as you can and stay balanced through your pelvis. Hold it there and breathe. Open through the chest, released into the shoulders. Balanced in the pelvis. And then tuck that back foot under. Bring that front leg into a kneeling position, the other knee under the hip. And come into a hip stretch. Sending your body forward, coming back and then stretching the front leg into a straight position. Coming up, hinging forward, opening through the hip. Coming back to the start position, stretching that front leg as you sit back onto the opposite heel. Come forward and stretch. Come back to the start position, sit back onto your heel, stretch the opposite leg. Then come up into a half kneeling position, tuck the back foot under, head, shoulders and ribs above the pelvis. On an exhale, hover that knee up away from the floor and lower back down. Exhale to hover, pressing into the toes and the opposite foot, lower back down. Stay long through your spine as you hover. And then sit back into the rest position. Arms down onto the mat, head in between. Roll back up. Take the other leg in front. Take it across the mat and bring your knee down. Stretch the other leg away. Pigeon stretch. Keep the hands pressing into the floor. Open through the chest. Keep the shoulders released. Hold that position. Stay balanced through your pelvis. Ribs softening down towards your hips. Tuck that back foot under, press up into kneeling and take 1 foot forward. Come into a hip stretch, hinging forward. And then sit back onto your heels, stretch the other leg into a straight position. Come forward, hip stretch. Long through the spine, released into the shoulders. Press back, hamstring stretch. And again, come forward, hip stretch, balanced in the pelvis. Hinge back. Hamstring stretch. And then come up into half kneeling, tucking the back toes under. On an exhale, stay long through the spine, hover the knee away from the floor, lower back down. Try and think of your thigh bones centering in the hip socket. And then lower back down. Hover up, stay balanced through your feet. And then come back into rest position. Stretching the arms forward, head down in between your arms. Roll yourself up. Come into 4-point kneeling. And round the spine up. Inhaling to round up. Hinge back a little bit Come back to center, exhale, and arch the spine, lifting the head and the tailbone. Keeping the knees under the hips, the hands under the shoulders, round up and back. Come forward. Drop the spine towards the floor, lift the head, lift the tailbone. Round up, hinge back. Come back to the start position. Lower the spine, lift the head and the tailbone. Then come into a level position, tuck the toes under, breathe in. Breathe out, hover the knees. Lower back down. And then go into a push-up, lifting the feet. Tuck the toes under. Exhale, hover the knees. Lower the legs down, lift the feet. Hinge forward, bend the elbows. Keep the spine long as you go into that push-up. And again, hover the knees. Lower back down, lift the feet, bend the elbows. Hinge forward, come back up. Hover the knees. Lower back down, lift the feet, bend the elbows. And then sit back onto your heels. Take a breath. Breathing out, roll yourself up. And come and lie down on your side, bending your elbow, the bottom arm, and placing your hand underneath your head. Knees are bent, top arm is stretched forward. As you exhale, lift that top arm up and out to the side, keeping your eye line looking towards the fingertips, and then return the arm back to the start position. Stay balanced through the pelvis as you reach your arm up and over, and then bring the arm back down. Legs are stacked. You rotate through your center, you open through your chest, keep your shoulder released. Lift back up and lower back down. Then straighten your legs, straighten that bottom arm. Bring the top arm above your shoulder, and as you exhale, hover your legs away from the floor, lower back down. Keep the pelvis balanced as you hover the legs and lower back down. Spine long, pelvis stacked, legs lift. Lower back down and take that top arm overhead. As you exhale, lift through your legs, your side, your head, neck and shoulders, then reach the arm back. Inhale. Exhale, push the bottom arm down into the floor as you lift, hover and lower back down. We're working through our side, so make sure your side takes the movement and not your head and your neck. Then hug that top knee into your chest. Switch round. Stacking your legs, placing your head onto your arm, and reach that top arm up and out to the side, looking towards the fingertips, and come back down. Exhaling, keeping the pelvis stacked, lift up, open, feel the stretch through the chest, and then lower back down. Keep the spine long, legs stay stacked as you open the arm out to the side and lower back down. Then stretch the legs away, legs stacked, arm long, top arm above the shoulder. Exhale to lift the legs up and lower back down. Keep your center working as you hover the legs and lower them back down. Keep the legs parallel. Reach that top arm over. As you exhale, lift through your side, your head, your neck, your shoulders and your legs. Inhale to lower back down. Gently press into that bottom arm as you lift. Work through your side to lift and then lower back down. Legs lengthening away. Feel that work through your side and then come back down. Hug that top knee in and then bring the leg down. Slowly roll onto your front and take your arms out to the side. As you exhale, peel up through your spine. Press into the arms and straighten the arms. Exhale, peel back down. Lower spine, mid spine, upper spine, neck and head. Breathe in. Breathe out, lift through the head, the neck, the mid spine, lower spine. If you can, straighten your arms. Keep the legs reaching away and then peel back down. So the aim is to move the spine one vertebra after the other to come up into this open position. Chest wide, shoulders released, peel back down. Then push yourself up and back into the rest position, knees wide, sitting back onto your heels, stretching the arms forward, lowering the head down. Tuck the toes under, knees a bit wider. See if you can then lift your hips up and straighten your legs, down dog. Then roll through the spine to come into plank. Lift up, come back into down dog, and then back down into the rest position. Breathe in. Breathe out, hover back up. Roll the spine forward, come into plank. Lift up through the hips, drop the head, and then sit back down. And again, lift the hips, straighten the legs, roll forward. Spine long as you come forward, lift up, and then come back down. Sit all the way back down and stretch. Take a breath. Breathe out, roll yourself up. Come into a kneeling position or a seated position and give your shoulders a couple of rolls. Rolling up, back, and forward. You can roll your head from side to side. You can bring your head down and then come back to center. And you are done.